Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards. Welcome back to the home gym, and in today's video we are going to bring you a review I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that's on this, what I'm sitting on right now, the Squatmax MD. And this is a particular piece of equipment that I've been interested in for about a couple of years. They used to have a rack-mounted version, then they released the standalone version, and I decided this is the one I want in my home gym. I also have some add-ons we're gonna go over and review those as well. But my background is the reason why I got it. And my background is actually much like the inventor, Brian Hennessy, talking about spinal injuries, him from his NFL days, myself from the pro wrestling days. So my neck and my lower back are not shot, but there's a lot of pain. So the workouts that I do have to help me progress. There can't be any setbacks or even treading water with these types of workouts. And I find over the years, barbell squats have become virtually impossible. And it's been hard to deal with. And obviously squats are a very important part, if not the most important part. That's why they have things like Squattober or people that can squat every day. There's certain benefits to barbell squats or squats in general that can really just have negative effects if you do not do them, so especially properly. And I just had a back injury flare up, the compression fracture I've been fighting for years. And as I'm not able to do squats and other things, that back injury keeps flaring up on me. So I finally decided to get the Squatmax. In my opinion, what I've seen with the studies and everything, this here is the belt squat to get, but it's not just a belt squat. Like I said, add-ons and other versatility that really make this a value purchase, a great value compared to a standalone belt squat, which the studies have proven on those, say the lever belt squats and other things, there's certain shearing to your back. And when I hear shearing and back, I'm out of it. So, but this does none of that. This actually is very beneficial. And even when I used it with Brian and he gave me a short orientation on it, just standing there and doing some marches or just standing there with the belt squat on my back and just the bands underneath it, I felt traction. It felt like my spine was lengthening and I felt relief early on just from that short session after we assembled the Squatmax. So I couldn't wait. So we're gonna go through all the stuff here, and then we're gonna do a dedicated leg workout with this. I've already used this chest supported row here, so we're gonna B-roll some of that as I talk about that, but we're gonna take you through as much of a full leg workout that we can so you can get the full organic feel of my reaction as I use the Squatmax MD for belt squats. So as we take a look right here, you kind of see the dimensions of the Squatmax MD. It's approximately 45, 46 inches wide without that chest supported row, which you can remove very easily. And I believe 30 inches deep. It is 20 inches high. Keep that in mind because my ceiling is not very high, but I'm able to stand up straight with this, but I'm not able to use the included riser with this because my head would obviously hit the ceiling. But in its current state, the way it is right now, I can use it very efficiently without any limitations, especially standing up off the 20 inches here to my ceiling. So here is the seat, which is included with the Squatmax. And this here I'm gonna use as a box squat or a bench squat when I do the leg workout, but there's so much versatility to this. For example, if I wanted to remove it here, and you can adjust the height, I can put this here on this side all the way down and be able to do other types of exercises, say like a full seal row across with the chest supported row. But you can see there's slots here where I can put this here or here. So it's very, very versatile. Or if I wanted to remove it, I can just take it off and I can do full squats without the box or the bench there or the seat. So right here we have the narrow stance plate that goes on top. You can use that for marches or you can use it for standard squats that aren't so wide. I'm gonna do both in my leg workout, but if you wanna just remove it, it's as easy as that to remove and even place it back there. Now, as we remove this, you can see right here, we have the loading part where the plates go. So you can put plates here, but also if you don't want to worry about like getting your fingers caught, there's plate spacers that are included that go in between the plates. So that's a really nice touch right there. Now, Brian recommends steel plates. I have bumpers and steel plates. The bumper's going to be a little bit harder to handle, but it does support bumper plates as well. Obviously, you're not going to be able to fit as many plates because the bumpers tend to be thicker as they get heavier. And also, right here, you see this, 2 holes, I believe, if you can see it. There's 2 holes right at the top. And then we're going to get a close-up of where you load for the barbell squats as well. But this is basically an oval shape, not a round shape, so you can reach in and take the plates out very easily. So if it was a completely round shape, you'd have to kind of get your hands caught or scraped here. But I like the fact they even thought about the shape of that space there. So here's a closer look at what we have here. And this is the loading ring right here where you're gonna put the belt squat when you wanna do barbell squats. So you're gonna have this right underneath you. So the weight's going right underneath you so there's no shearing on your spine. Also, we have a transformer pin. This is an add-on. And you can see right here, it goes into these 2. And the back part here will be to load the glutes. And then you can flip it over and that will load the quads more. But this is your basic barbell squat with this. These 2 handles right here release the weight or re-rack the weight. There's 2 long steel kind of like levers there that you would open it up and then close it with that. And you can even hold on to these. We're gonna do that during the leg workout. We're gonna hold on to these, much like with it's the other versions of the belt squat where you hold on the handles. You can do that, but Brian tends to want to challenge me and make me just hold my hands straight out there, but that's what those are there for. Here's one of the optional add-ons. This is the chest supported row. I personally recommend this. This is great because when I go to do bent over rows, that hinge sometimes or my form can go off and that causes sometimes lower back pain and or flare-ups of the injury. So this here, when I put my chest up against it, enables me to not only engage my core, but also my back and my body is straight. You can see there are J cups right here, or J hooks, where you put the barbell. Now, one thing to note about this, it's pretty close to the wall, so I have to physically move the Squatmax out to be able to fit the barbell. Not a big deal. Most people are gonna have this thing in its own space. As a matter of fact, we may move this to the yoga room as a dedicated space, and if I do it that way, there's gonna be plenty of room for me to put the barbell on there, but it literally took me about 3 or 4 minutes to bring the Squatmax out safely and put the barbell. Now, one more thing about the J cups is you can see they're not wide, like say on the G3 where I can load a barbell. So I really do recommend that when you use this and you're loading it, load the plates on the floor and then try, even if you have help, you can go one at a time up there onto there, have 2 people loaded on there, or you basically can just come up. I'm trying to avoid the hip hinging too much or the rounding out of my back. I just want to have it up there as safe as possible. So take your time with that. And that's just a little tip from me when you're doing these types of rows. Now, I just want to follow up once again. You see how close I have this to the wall. I can even bring it closer, and it wouldn't be a big deal if I didn't have the chest supported row add-on. Then I would just put it right up against the wall, be able to do my squats. But in this case, this would be an instance where it's a little bit too close to the wall and you'll have to move it in and out. If that's not a big deal to you, like it's not a big deal to me right now, that's okay. But when you're looking at this type of stuff, you have to really figure out the placement. And we're in a very tight home gym space. So I would say this does take up quite a bit of room. But when you measure out the versatility versus the space, it's a no-brainer. I really do think you're not sacrificing anything by having this particular piece of equipment in your home or garage gym. So I want to point out once again how cool it is, and Brian thought of everything. Like here's where the riser will slide into the Squatmax platform if you need it. Like I said, I can't use it because I'm too tall, but at the same time, I like the fact that not only with this, he can create new add-ons or new attachments that can fit in here beside the riser. Even the square holes, like I said, with the seat, there's round ones, and even on the sides, the J cups or J hooks can be hooked up over there. So he really thought of everything. And this is the riser. And I've never put this on before, so it's might be a little bit tight of a fit. but just move that out of the way and then make sure I get that. There we go. There, all right. My first time putting it on, so there we go. It's got a hook here. There, I got it. That's it. Cool. That was literally the first time I've ever put that on. So it has pads on the bottom you got to put on, but it's little hooks that come up, little lips through the hole there. So if you want to take it off, it's nice slide it, do that, and then it comes right off. Literally the first time I've ever put that on. So here is the belt that comes with the belt squat. Obviously you need a belt to do the belt squat, but it has 5 or 6, let's just count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 7 hooks on each side. I'm around number 5. I'm gonna figure out what my wife is, but when Brian took me through the orientation, I'm around the 5th. I might even try the 4th hole here and see if I get a little more. See, we tried it with my wife at 2, but we have to figure that out. But it is a very comfortable belt for me. My wife's quite a bit shorter, so I'm gonna see if this thickness and width of the belt works for her. And if it doesn't, I'll give feedback to Brian, and he's very responsive in improving every aspect of the Squatmax. So he does not, push back on any feedback. He tries to improve it. As a matter of fact, the standalone here with all the options and the attachments are a response to people saying that it wasn't versatile enough. So Brian's very receptive to, to feedback and quite frankly, criticism of the Squatmax, but I can't find anything to criticize with this equipment so far. So tomorrow is the fun part. We will do a leg workout using the Squatmax MD. And like I said, I'm gonna try to include as much of it as possible so it's an organic reaction to actually using this piece of equipment. I can't wait. I probably won't be able to sleep tonight and get up early tomorrow and be able to finally use the Squatmax for legs. So it is early in the morning. We are about to perform our first full leg workout using the Squatmax MD. I'm very excited about this. Now, the one thing I want to say about this, if you have a tight home gym space where your significant other, your family members are sleeping very close, like my wife is about maybe 20 to 30 feet in the master bedroom, she's going to hear me working out with this, so just keep that in mind. That's probably the biggest negative of using this particular machine or piece of equipment is the loudness, but that's the build quality. It's all steel construction. Before we get started with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this narrow stance plate back during the workout for squats, but I want to use this for marches and really to kind of try to decompress my spine. I do that usually with a dip belt and a kettlebell, and also I did some bike for cardio. Obviously filming, I have to set it up, do all that stuff. So I'm kind of cooled down right now. So let's start our Apple Watch, and we're gonna take this narrow stance plate. Hopefully you can we're gonna try to get as many camera angles as we can with this, but I'm gonna put this right here. See if I have it right. Goes right in. That was the second time I actually put that on, so it's pretty easy to do. And what we're gonna do is come up here, and I'm just gonna sit on the seat. Now the seat is quite a bit lower than when I started in the orientation with Brian, but I'm gonna keep it here so I can try to get a little deep on my squats. Or I might raise it up and then lower it because I wanna do a lot of squats during this workout. And my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is where I'm at here. I'm gonna hook it in, and then I'm gonna hook right here on the ring here. Now we're gonna use the transformer pin probably to do more glute specific work with the pin back here. We're not going to do quad dominant work because we're already hitting that, and I feel a little bit of my knees right now. So I'm just going to stand up. I'm going to hold these handles. I'm going to make sure I'm right here. My feet, the middle of my feet are going to be right here lined up with that. So you really have to be conscious. And all we have here are bands. No weights, no plates, no nothing yet, just the bands. And I believe I have 200 pounds of resistance. I'm gonna come up here. You see that noise right there? That's what you probably just heard. And what I'm gonna do is just stand here. Whew, I feel that in my back. I can even do some marches. This is a nice replacement for carries, but I'm just gonna stand here, stand up. Hopefully my microphone is not disconnected. Let me check. Yep, it's still there for now. But this belt feels nice. Now I have to get the position of the belt down. Sometimes I'm a little bit too high. I'm gonna stand up. And I don't know if you see it, but my head, and top of my head, I still have about an inch or so. So I can't put the riser on here, which is included with the Squatmax, but I really don't need to have that right now. I'm perfectly fine with this flat. I don't want to use the riser. My wife could use it. She's quite a bit shorter than me, so that'd be a nice test. But it's included with the Squatmax. Now I'm going to sit back down. And what I didn't do, so you got to be mindful, I got to lock these in. So right now, I'm going to stand back up, slide it. I'm trying to be quiet. And now the safeties are engaged. So what we're going to do now is probably raise this bench up and make sure, I didn't have to take that off, but we're going to remove this. That's kind of a cool thing right there. And then, I don't know if we're going to, let's go that high and then lock it in. Now I'm going to take the narrow stance off and do wide squats. And it's very quick change here to be able to do this. Like I said, we're probably going to switch, I may not have said it, but we're going to switch camera angles as much as possible to try to get different angles of what I'm doing. Let's take the seat, make sure we're at a good level right here. Make sure our feet are wide enough. This is very wide for me right now. I would do the narrow stance, but I want to get every bit of squats that I can with this. Let's go back down to the 5th. Now I could raise this up and go a little bit higher to put a little bit more resistance on, but I'm just starting out with this. I'm just a beginner. So I wanted to show you, if I could talk, the beginner's perspective of using this right here. So let's stand up. I'm gonna hold on to these. And we have nothing but bands. We're gonna get to the plates. Not very many heavy plates, but I really wanna feature the plate spacers. Now let's do a squat. I'm gonna hold on right here. Brian wants me to kick my hands out, but I'm gonna hold here. You can also hold down here. Getting the hang of it. It's okay, Mia. It's okay. I gotta get used to it. It's okay, girl. So one thing I want to point out is I feel no compression. As a matter of fact, I feel traction on my lower back, which has had a compression fracture in the past from my wrestling days. This feels good. Now, obviously, my legs are burning. It's hitting parts that haven't been hit in a long time, and it's really just a different feeling, meaning that all the things I do to get around the squat, meaning kettlebell box squats, doing dumbbell squats, doing leg press, this is, yeah, my heart rate's up there. So I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just add a quarter. We're gonna add 25 pounds. Now I wanna point out too, these plate spacers are really nice to be able to be used in between the plates. So let's get a quarter and put it on. Now a question I get too is about bumper plates, and technically you could put bumper plates on this, but Brian recommends steel plates like this one. Now this one's not gonna be a big deal, but this is not a circle, it's more of an oval, so you can reach in and grab this. And Brian recommends putting your foot up here, especially with heavier plates, reaching over and getting it, whichever side's the easier for you. So let's do this right now, wide stance with the seat. Hook it on, very easy. Get our feet lined up. That's the part I have to be very careful about. And let's feel how this feels with just plates and band. I love the fact that I can stand up without having to worry about my head hitting. So that is a very, get my feet set. I'm going to do a couple more. Try to be quiet. Sit down. Whoops, knocking everything over. Now, I could add more weight or more resistance with the bands, but I want to be really aware of getting quality sets, quality reps, and just doing more work within this. So this feels good right here. Now when I go to the narrow stance, I'll probably take the plate off, or even with the transformer pin for the glutes, take the pin off, not the pin, you need the pin, the plate, and then go with the bands and work my way up. I don't want to overload myself right off the bat with that, especially as this leg workout goes, which is completely different. Like I said, I can feel it. But now I'm getting a little bit more proficient at just getting in and out of this. Now I'm going to keep the seat where it's at throughout this entire workout, but eventually I'm going to remove that and see about squatting without that box/bench squat variation. Trying to be quiet. Here we go. I'm going to try to point my toes out a little bit here. Keep my head up. Now I can come down, pause. Try it right here. Feels better up here. All right, there goes that. This is going to be for glute dominant, and then this will be right on for quad. So let's go here, put it in, right there, and then we hook the belt squat into there. Ooh, I feel that, even with just the bands. That almost feels stronger to me, or I feel stronger doing it. Bring it back up. My cat is looking at me like, what is that? Get right here. Up here. Get a little closer. Whew, it feels good just being right up there in a standing position. Whew. Oh man. I'm kind of, like I said, I like to show you these. We edit some of it out, but I like to show the full organic workout and reactions and the way I feel going in, during, and after a set. You know what the sucky part about being a one-man production crew is? You're not sure how much SD card space you have left on your DSLR. So I don't know how much of the leg workout you got. You might have got all of it, but just in case, I want to just talk about the different squat variations that I did. Obviously, I did a wide stance with the resistance bands, wide stance with the resistance bands, and a 25-pound plate. I know I got that much on the video. Then we went to a narrow stance with just the bands, and it felt really, really good. My back feels good, although, like I said, muscles that I haven't used in this kind of squat position or squat movement or exercise, I'm feeling it. I'm sore, or I feel a certain type of muscle, not pain, soreness, muscle soreness, but not anything painful or debilitating. My back feels good. It's mostly in my legs, my quads, my glutes especially. So what we're gonna do here is just some step ups. Like I said, I have very little room. You might not have caught that. Like I said, I have to go back and review the footage. Maybe it caught all that, but step ups you can do from either point. Now this right here with the size of my foot, I might have a little bit of a lip there with the narrow stance. So I'm just gonna take it off. Very easy to just take off, put off to the side. We are running out of room at the gym here, so we have to address that soon. So it's just basically if I wanted to grab dumbbells or do whatever, but I'm gonna do it with body weight. And once again, my head clears. So if I just wanted to even just stick to here, see my foot's going past there. I'm not a great step up person, but I'm just demonstrating the movement. So we're gonna switch here. And of course you can do box jumps if you wanna do that. I don't have the coordination, and I'm trying to eliminate any kind of joint issues. So step-ups, you can even bring the step up. This is 20 inches, by the way. That's what I want to say, 20 inches, but you can use the riser as a 12-inch box, plyo box, or step, or whatever you want to do with that. So the riser that comes with it could be more of a modified box jump or step up. For me, I probably wanted to use the 12-inch. My heart rate's way up there already. I have not done step ups in forever. Whew. Now, that feels good, but it doesn't. So this, as far as my first full leg workout using the Squatmax MD, after a brief orientation and watching some videos, it's just been so easy to use. Like, I have become more proficient with the belt, with using it, the position of the belt. I had to feel that out. I might have had it in the perfect place in the first couple sets, but I started to kind of adjust things and it felt like where it should go. So that is about it, at least for now, because be assured there are going to be many more dedicated reviews, updated reviews on the Squatmax MD, which in my opinion, after looking at all the different reviews, looking at the studies, talking to Brian, him explaining the versatility of this piece of equipment, this is definitely the best belt squat on the market. And I say that kind of with an asterisk, because this is so much more versatile than just a dedicated belt squat piece of equipment or belt squat machine. You have your chest supported rows, but also stuff I didn't even show in this video that hopefully I'll be able to do proper form on the exercises. Split squats. There's a hip thrust attachment that I'm gonna get, and that'll probably be a dedicated updated review, and also my progress as I do these squats during my leg workouts. Also, of course, you have the riser, the narrow stance plate. You even get a deadlift bar here, but I'm trying to avoid deadlifts at least now with, for now with my back injury. So, but there is a bar that you get with that for deadlifts. So you can essentially do almost any exercise on this piece of equipment. So it is definitely the best belt squat on the market, and also the most versatile belt squat on the market. And that's just my early opinion, but I don't see that changing at all. Definitely stay tuned, like I said, to more dedicated updated reviews on the Squatmax, home gym tours, all sorts of other fitness product reviews here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe, click the bell to get notified. Also, we do have some affiliate links and codes in the description below. I don't have one for Squatmax, but I recommend it nonetheless. So whether there's an affiliate or not, I'm gonna be honest whether I recommend something or don't recommend something, and I definitely do recommend the Squatmax MD. So thank you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great day.